Lovely Saturday. Betty McKnit here, your crochet mama, and I'm here to work the last couple of stripes on my 6-day Ridgy Didge. I just have this stripe and one more half repeat to go, and then I'll be starting the square off. So we'll see if I can make some progress and finally get this blanket finished up. I'm using Lion Brand's Restream in the bonus bundles, and this is an adult size blanket. I've used 6 colors, and I'm just coming to the end of the skeins for every color. So far I've only used one bonus bundle of each color for this blanket, and it's almost done. So this is a great yarn for yardage, I'll just say. um, so yes, what else? I'm using a Furls Odyssey crochet hook in an eye, which is, I believe, a 5mm hook. And I've made the whole blanket using Scented Stitches aromatherapy stitch balm in the scent cheer. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip all my views, and I will get started. So in addition to, okay, let's see, I am live right now on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook. So pick your platform and come find me. I don't know what's happening over here on TikTok. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and put this up here. First, I want to turn that off. Oh, there's the pole. Okay. Okay, let's adjust this. I put a new thing here to adjust this with, so let's see how it holds up. All right, here we go. Let's see. I am on dark denim, and this is the last stripe of dark denim. So I've used 6 colors, and then the first stripe is actually the straight start, and then it goes into the second color in the first stripe. So it's a little hard to say count the stripes exactly. I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to talk about that, because we're changing colors, okay, and not we're changing the colors in the middle of the repeat. So the rows of repeats don't agree with the rows of the stripes. Hi Brienne, I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for asking. I'm feeling better physically. Hi Amanda. I'm starting to feel a little more lively and organized, and I've just been working really hard on getting caught up on some things that I was feeling behind on, being sick for so long. Hi Andrew. I saw a post on Instagram that had me really kind of worked up, and the post was, I forget who made it, but it's a creator that does these tea times and then asks like controversial questions. And the question was basically, if there's a free pattern on the internet that I like, is it okay to make a video tutorial of that free pattern? And what was really disheartening and upsetting was the number of people who said, oh, yes, it's just fine to make a tutorial of a pattern because it's free. I really don't understand why people think that this is okay. I think she had like a hi Pat. She had like a poll, and the amount of people that agreed with me were like 13%, and most other people were saying like, oh yeah, it's fine as long as you credit the designer. And that's really not how it works, people. This is the last stripe, and then I'm gonna do a half. I have a half stripe of the orange. This isn't a stitch, this is a pattern. Hi, Ruth. I actually saw a TikTok where somebody said, I've been crocheting for 4 hours. Would you like a tutorial? Young crochet business owners on here, on TikTok, on YouTube, need business coaches. My business coach is Pam Grace, the crochetpreneur, and she has affordable offerings. There's that dog barking again. Now it's howling. Anyways, it's the 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. It's a variation of the 6-day kid blanket. As soon as I can finish this up and take photographs of it, I'll be posting it on my website. Thanks for sharing the live. Amanda, I really appreciate you. Another thing that's not okay is taking someone's pattern and making it into something else and posting a tutorial or a pattern or a YouTube video explaining how you did it. I don't understand why people think that's okay. I'm getting ready to go to, I started talking about Pam Grace. I was on with my business coach, Pam, last week, and we went live together and we talked about her conference and all the different offerings she has for crochet business owners. I mean, that is the only business coaching she does is crochet business owners specifically. And she has like a $7 a month program. I don't understand why everybody is not um, in that. Every crochet business owner should be in that, but every year she does a crochet business summit, and this year it's live in person. Bag a Day Crochet has a lot of great tutorials, and I'm learning a lot from her. I mean, that's great. I'm not opposed to people making tutorials. Just make tutorials for your own patterns or, you know, stuff that you've created. Don't make tutorials for somebody else's patterns so that people can avoid the original designer's site and videos and go to yours instead. That's the same as stealing. That is stealing. I don't understand why anyone would think that would. Does she do it with permission, though? Maybe she does it with permission. Because if she ever did it with one of my patterns, I would ask that she take it down immediately. I've been approached by people asking me for permission. And I've had several, there are several videos out there on the internet. There's one in particular of the 6-day kid blanket. She's taken out one row and and done She designs all of her patterns. Well, if she's doing tutorials for her own patterns, then, that's what you're supposed to do. If you want to make crochet tutorials, make crochet patterns. But don't do a tutorial for somebody else's pattern. I was gonna say, I know Bag a Day Crochet, and I know she's pretty popular and pretty well loved, and I can't imagine that she would be making tu- tutorials off of other people's patterns. I feel especially vulnerable because I basically have one pattern, and I have one, all my patterns are based off of the same thing. And so if somebody, like a couple of years ago, Red Heart had this holiday ripple throw. It looked exactly like the 6 day blanket. Mikey had tutorials filmed and he was posting that he was gonna post the tutorial the next day, and I emailed him and I said, please don't post it. That's my only pattern, you know? Would be different if I had hundreds, like Yarn Inspirations, Crochet Crowd. You all have hundreds of patterns. I have one. And he just said he basically wasn't aware of me or my pattern. And after I reached out to him, he said he took it down. He didn't have to take it down because he never posted it in the first place, but he said, I'm not going to post it. Crystal would not. Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, I don't know her, but I know of her, but I didn't think she would make tutorials on other people's patterns. But yeah, Mikey, and crochet video tutorials take a long time to yeah, TJ, I misunderstood you. I think it's just the delay with what I was saying, and then when the comment was coming in, I thought you were responding when you said that's exactly what she does. I thought you were responding to me saying that people make tutorials of other people's. I just, yeah, misunderstood. But yeah, Mikey didn't, he ended up not posting that tutorial, and then he actually tried to have the pattern taken out of their library for me. Yeah, I don't know her, but I believe you. And she does seem, you can sense people's energy. You can tell if they have malicious intent, when they do something, or if it's, if it's just a mistake. Like, I knew Mikey didn't know about the 6 day blanket. He wouldn't do that. And he has posted, like, he has shared and posted my stuff uh on his channel before, so he would not do anything malicious. You can tell by people's energy. And that Bag a Day lady, like, I don't know her, but she's really like bubbly and fun, and yeah, she does not have a negative bone in her body, I don't think. Unlike me, I'm a negative Nancy. That's how I feel today. Just like, that post put me in a really shit mood. Sorry for the swear. Crystal, okay. I I'll tell you who's a beautiful person, and that's Bonnie Bay. I reached out to her for help with something one time to ask her advice, and she gave me a couple of hours of her time and just, gave me advice about my business, my YouTube channel. And when I got on the call, she had done her research. Like, she had gone to all my sites and looked at everything. And it was really, really great. She's a very generous soul. Yeah. I should get to know Crystal. I wonder if she's going to be at any of these conferences. So I'm going to the crochet business. I'm going to Pam's Crochet Business Summit. It's called Increase. And I'm going to H plus H on the two conferences are like back to back. And then that's probably going to be it for conferences for me this year. But I will look out for Crystal of Bag a Day because I have not met her yet. I met Margaret Hubert at CGOA up back in like 2019, and I didn't know who she was. And she was like, wearing this fantastic granny square cardigan that she's known for. And I was like, wow, that's incredible, an incredible um, jacket, that you're wearing. And I was talking to her, and then I made sure I like looked at her name tag, and I was like, I bet she's like really well known, and I don't know who she is. And sure enough, she was like, just like the queen of crochet, has written all these crochet books. And she was just the greatest. My former friend that I was there with was from like the same part of the world as this lady. And so we had a lot of conversations where she would just come and sit down at our table with us and start talking and just have, just chat um, like we were old friends. It was so great. She's such a cool person. So that was cool. I'm just learning to crochet something other than the granny square blanket. Oh, that's great. You should try the 6 day star blanket. You'll love it. It's very easy. I am updating it, and the I don't think Crystal goes to the conferences because she homeschools her kids. Oh, man, that's too bad. Well, maybe when her kids grow up like mine are grown and I don't have to worry about anyone else's schedule but my own. I mean, I don't even have a dog right now. I can pretty much do whatever. Aw, thank you, Ruth. I think that I am a really nice person, and I'm very generous. But here's what happens: I overgive, and then I get resentful. That's what happens. That's my toxic trait. That's my like lower self dark side. I overgive, and then get um I get resentful. But I'm aware of that. So I've been just much better in the past few years about boundaries. That's like the thing I really need to work on the most. I made a granny square blanket before. I would like to make the blanket you're working on now. Well, people make you resentful. Well, nobody can make you feel any way. No one can make you feel any way. Um, it's up to me to choose how I'm gonna feel and how I'm gonna act. Hi. Yeah, I had some rain earlier too. So Ruth, this blanket that I'm making is a variation on the 6 day kid blanket. If you've never heard of it or you've never made one, um, I would just go to my website. Actually, I have a .com for the blanket. It's 6daykidblanket.com. Six, the numeral six, daykidblanket.com. And check out, all the resources that I have there. The beautiful thing about this blanket is um, it takes on a different look depending on how you stripe it and how you make it. I have all these different options for you to um, to make it, and you'll never get bored. But this version is called the Ridgy Didge. So it's only been published as a baby blanket. And when I do a baby blanket, I just do baby blanket size. It doesn't have any resize options in it. It's just a baby blanket. And then when I do the adult blanket, I give resize options, and I give options for different weights of yarn. I don't do that with the baby blankets. I just do 3 weight yarn, 40 by 40-inch approximate size blanket, and then I give it a custom edge. So all the different variations that I have done are have a different edge on them. And I just dropped the link in the what else? I have a whole Facebook group full of resources. I have a paid community full of resources and exclusive variations and patterns. Um, Lots of different ways. But you could, if you didn't want to make a baby blanket, you could go to the baby blanket pattern, 6-day Ridgy Didge baby blanket, and then check the 6-day kid blanket pattern, and it has all the resize resources on it. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew, how you doing on yarn? Did you use up all that yarn I gave you yet? I feel like I recognize some of it in your tree skirt that you did. Nice. What are you going to work on next? You've been doing a lot of 6-day stuff. This yarn's a little splitty. I feel like it wouldn't be splitting as much if I had used a smaller hook. So always make sure if you're going to use this yarn or you're going to do anything, make sure you swatch first. I notice that a lot of people are like, when they see a crochet pattern and it says you use this yarn and this hook, they're like, I have to use this yarn and I have to use this hook because the pattern says use this size hook. But here's the deal, is that you can really use any size hook you want, and you should always try out the yarn and hook together and make sure that you're creating a fabric that you like. Nephew wants the 6-day granny chevron blanket. I've never actually made that one. I'm worried I would get bored. What colors does he want? But I mean, it's super easy. Would be a good mindless one to do in front of the TV. Which, by the way, when are we going to get this? When are they going to? When can I purchase Dune to watch it at home? I don't want to go to the movie theater. I guess I probably would have to go to Norfolk to see it. I don't think it is around here. I don't think it's playing here. We only have one movie theater on the Outer Banks. Gray, green, burgundy, and purple. Oh, that sounds interesting. I went to the first day when you started the blanket, but it was going too fast. Oh, well, the replay is on my YouTube, so you can always replay that and slow it down. I think I need to probably redo that swatch video anyways. I've been saying that, so I'm probably gonna redo that. Yep, it sure does. I don't know about it, but gotta trust the pattern, it will work. Oh, the granny chevron, it works. Somebody has made it in the McKnitiverse. I just kind of wrote it up one day on a whim, and I was gonna publish it, and then somebody said this is already a pattern. This is somebody's pattern, so I just put my version in the McKnitiverse. Well, I think, Miss Ruth, that's where the pattern will help you. If you get the regular 6-day kid blanket pattern, and then it has a chart at the end of it, um, and then it also just depends on if you want to do a straight start or a chevron start. I did a straight start on mine. It is super easy. Like I said, you might get bored. I mean, you've already done a star blanket. So, and I don't remember, did you do a regular 6 day or you got stuck and Frog did or put it down? You frogged it. Yeah, just give it a shot. I mean, you have the group and you have the McKnitiverse, and we'll help you there. If you don't want to post in the big group, you can just post in the McKnitiverse. And all the people that are over there are, people that have made, they can make 6 day blankets in their sleep. This is the last row for this stripe, y'all. So you know what that means. My next stripe is my last stripe. And it's not even a full pattern repeat. It is just going to be a half of a repeat, and then we're going to be starting the square off rows in that stripe. So the 6 day blanket, especially if you're going to square off the top and bottom, you have to finish with row 4. So it has a half repeat. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. I did the poll and what got chosen for you to do. So, what most people want to do is the 6 day poncho, star poncho, 6 day star and superstar poncho. So, I guess that's what I'm going to do. I was working on setting up the events in the McKnitiverse uh, today, and then I took a break and came on here because I really wanted to, um, like this weekend, I really wanted to get this done because I said didn't want to take it into March, and it's March 2nd. Please click the poll for the details. Check the poll. So I have 4 dates. I'm going to start in about a week. And some of the ladies wanted to use Noro. So I guess I'm going to be doing one in Noro to um, see if that works. See if two balls of Noro is enough. I think the first meeting I have for that is next Tuesday. I have like four of them. And then I think I'll probably need more, but I did 4 2-hour meetings. That's a lot. And I'll probably be doing like some live tutorial filming in those meetings. So it'll be a lot of muting, and um, I'm going to try that again. I had tried that in the past. Thanks for following. Whoa, I'm halfway there. Halfway across the row. I don't know what made me think to say that right then. Or think that would work. What's everyone got going on this weekend? How's your weather? It is foggy and cold out here on the Outer Banks. Actually, I don't know what the temperature is. Computer, what's the temperature outside? No, I think she said it's 70. You know, I didn't even go outside. Um, the Stitch Balm does help with friction, but it's actually an aromatherapy balm, and it's meant to make the project smell nice. It's called Scented Stitches. I have a link in my link tree. They have four different scents. Those are the four different scents, and I'm using this one. Cheer. When I was choosing colors for this blanket, I had a bunch of I had like 11 different colors of this yarn. I knew I wanted to use this yarn. And then I I chose the ones that I felt excited about. Amanda says, is the poncho pattern in the McKnitiverse? Yes. The poncho, the 6-day star poncho is in pre-release in the McKnitiverse. It's a draft pre-release, and 2 people have already made it, and it's they're making them like crazy. I was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Because you've all already made them. And they were like, I want to make another one. And then we talked about Noro. People want to make them out of Noro. Excuse me. '89 Fahrenheit. Wow. I guess it must be warmer than I realized. I mean, it is foggy, so would make you think that it warmed up. It was cold yesterday, though. Yeah, it is. Amanda, I'll tag you. It's the one that everybody was saying it's locked, but it's not actually locked. It is. You just have to click done or continue. And I think I fixed that. I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to click done anymore. What am I doing? I'm doing this, Amanda. I know. They look like little sticks of deodorant. Um, oh, that's the it's called Scented Stitches Stitch Balm. I haven't posted the Superstar yet. I just have to write it up. I figured it out on a live the other night. What's Good Notes? You might want to check and make sure you have the latest version of it too, because I have already updated it like twice. That's why I don't think I'm going to do the Superstar yet. I don't know. I feel like if I do it, then everybody will just have it done by the time we get to the crochet along. Good Notes. Okay, I've never heard of that one. I use Evernote. So if you put it in Good Notes, are you able to write on, do like mark up the page and keep track of? Cross things off or keep notes? Have you put any of those like somatic journaling pages in there that I've given y'all? I don't always make them form fillable. I'm just curious what everybody is doing to take notes. Someone recommended it to me for cross stitch charts, and now I use it for crochet. Oh, I think I've heard somebody else mention it before. I was thinking about creating like a little cheat sheet add-on, not a cheat sheet, but an add-on for patterns where you could keep track of the yarn and when you worked on it, etc. Here we go. Last stripe begins. It's the... You printed them. I kind of feel like the somatic crochet journal would be better as a hard copy journal, so you could write in it. Pat prints hers out and keeps them in a binder in plastic pages. I don't know that I made every one of the somatic pages like form fillable. Yeah, I feel like that would be better as a hard copy journal. This is how much I have left. I have only used... Whoops! That little thing said, "Shut up, Betty." Shut up, Betty. Is it the gift of gab or is it a curse? This is going to be the last stripe. So this stripe is going to lead into the square off rows. So this is hard to explain. The end of this blanket is going to be the Fjord blue, the squaring off. But the square off is going to start in this orange. I need to get better at note taking too. I'm really bad about it. This is the last Ridgy Didge row. And then there's a ridge row that's part of the square off rows. So this blanket's just a little weird because we're squaring off and the color changes happen between rows 5 and 6, which are the double crochet rows. Okay, And the square off rows replace the double crochet rows. So the squaring off, the last ridge happens in the process of squaring off. I'm usually just too keen to get stuck in and start. I know. I just want to start crocheting. We all do, don't we? We don't want to do the prep. We just want to experience the yarn in our hands and the color and the feel and the dopamine rush from doing something with our hands. That's somatic crochet right there when you hear me take a deep breath. As I started going faster and I started noticing I was holding my breath. And I didn't put out my timers today either. Let's see. Wow. It has been exactly in 8 seconds, it will be exactly 1 hour. Isn't it funny how I didn't put out my timer, but I still had a sense that it was like almost time to take a break? Okay, I'm gonna finish this row and then I'm gonna take a little stretch break. And y'all know I hate getting up out of my chair as much as you do, but I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna keep working on this and get it done. And then I just think that this particular project was way too much to do the whole thing from start to finish on live videos. I mean, I've been working on this thing for 2 months and I don't know that it's really helpful for anyone to watch me do every single repeat and every single row. It's been fun hanging with you guys, but it was too hard and I'm just not sure I accomplished whatever it was I set out to do by doing this. Like, I don't even remember. It's been so long. I mean, I guess if people want somebody to sit and crochet with the entire time, you can keep up with me and work right along with me. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Did you decide on a border? Yes, I did. I what the I don't know what the heck happened, but uh TikTok ended my live due to inactivity. That's like so messed up. What the heck happened? That was so weird. Uh I'm just over social media at the moment. I don't even know what to think of this. Like, I don't even know what to think. I don't understand what has to happen. It said it was ended due to inactivity, which I don't understand. That's never happened to me before. How is it inactive? I mean, what are the one of my I don't understand. I feel like I Oh, I'm glad, Linda. Well, I mean, maybe once I release the pattern and then I'll put the links in the pattern and it'll give people something to crochet along with me if they want to. This one's on your to-do list, the Ridgy Didge. I really like it and I really appreciate Dee for making it, but I am never doing it again. One is enough. I'm ready to work on other things. I mean, if I had not been doing this on live videos, it probably would have ended up hibernating. I don't usually make blankets this big either, but it's going to be beautiful laid out on the bed. You know what else TikTok has been rude about too is my replays are not downloading. I did that whole live with Pam last week, and she wanted to download the live and repurpose the content, and neither one of us could download it. And like my last two or three lives, I have not been able to download. I don't really know what's happening, but I just feel like a lot of the social media platforms are just in some kind of crisis right now. Okay, and remember I have to get up at the end of this row. All the machines are telling me it's time to take a break. What was that? Oh, you're welcome, Amanda. Was that Christina I saw? I see all these people joining, but there's only 11 people here. So people must just be scrolling through. But it's like a lot of people joining. Okay, break time. Oh, Callie says I just finished the Supernova Star Blanket. Nice. Round 6. 6 rounds off finishing my first Star Blanket. That's so great. You guys, thanks for letting me know. Make sure you tag me in your posts so I can see your blankets. Okay, got it. Oops. That is not a good place to put my keyboard. I kick it over every time. There. I'm gonna put that there. Okay. I'm gonna get up out of my chair and stretch a little bit. Me and Pat can show off our yoga moves. Feel like I have yarn stuck to me. I don't. I have my whole stash like dragged out of the closet here. It's really bad. I've got boxes and bins of stuff everywhere. I'm just trying to get organized. And you found me on YouTube. Trying to get organized and figure out what I'm going to prioritize and what I'm going to do next. This project has taken a little bit longer than I had hoped, and I was sick, so I used to be able to put my hands in prayer behind my back, but I can't do it anymore. But I can at least touch my fingers back there. I can get it started. Ooh, I definitely am feeling all the places in my arms where I've been crocheting. Here's another one that's really good for crocheters too. Wrap your arms and pull down. Alright, I'm back. I mean, I never really left. want a chair that doesn't squeak so much. I feel really self-conscious about my chair squeaks. It sounds bad. Makes me feel bad. uh, what am I doing? Okay. Woohoo! Yeah, cranking along. Cranking along. Gonna finish this blanket this weekend. If it kills me. I don't care what it takes. I want this done. So this is the last repeat. This is my last repeat of 2 through 7. So I'm on row 7 right now. Do you see how if you just followed the pattern repeat 2 through 7, you would end up with some asymmetry in your stripes? And not only that, but when you, because of the geometry of the stitches, when you end on row 7, your edge is not going to be straight. It's going to splay out a little bit at the top. Like this lady that she was so nice and let me use her blanket as an example. But she finished her entire 6-day blanket and then she laid it out and took a picture of it, and it was straight and then it winged out at the top, and she posted in my group and she said, "Why does my blanket have ears?" And I said, "It's because you finished on row 7. You're supposed to finish on row 4. So the problem with that is the viral stripe. A lot of people were making this blanket in the viral stripe, which was the pattern, stitch pattern repeats, row 2 through 7. And they were doing their color changes 2 through 7. So then when you get to the top of the blanket, in order for it to make sense, it visually with the stripes, you have to end on row 7. But for the blanket to be shaped properly with straight edges, you're supposed to end on row 4. So it has a half repeat at the top. It starts with a granny stripe with a row of single crochet above and below it, and then it ends with a granny rows, 2 rows of granny with single crochet, surrounded single crochet. Well, the way that I have fixed it is by squaring off, doing, I came up with when I published, so people were doing the viral stripe. This is why I call it viral stripe. People were making these blankets and they had altered the stitch, the striping repeat to create these blankets, and the photos of them were going viral, but they were ending on row 7. So when I wrote up my version of the viral stripe, I did a little add-on on the top and bottom so that the edges could be, the stitches could be symmetrical and the stripes could also be symmetrical. So you have to square off. You have to start with a straight start on the bottom of the blanket, and then you do these like setup rows and build up the chevrons, and then you do your stripes 2 through 7, 2 through 7, 2 through 7, and then 2 through 4 at the top, and then square off. Yeah, so read the viral stripe pattern, 6-day viral blanket, and it explains it. Yeah, because you're supposed to end on 7, or I mean 4. You're supposed to end on 4. So, like, this is 7. This would be the end if I were doing, if I were just following the stitch count. So, if you're going to change, the original blanket was 2 through 4 were in one color, and then 5 and 6 were in a different color. So, there was no 7 matching 6. It was 2 through 4 and then 5 and 6. That's one we call vivid chevrons, because that was the original name of the stitch pattern, vivid chevrons. And that's why this row, like, rather than skipping 2 in the valley and putting 3 in the peak, it's meant to kind of be um like a border for the granny rows to give you a nice vivid stripe. That's why it's single crochet all the way across and not skip 2 in the valley and 3 in the peak. Okay, so after this, I'm going to do rows 2 through 4 in this same color. And then I'm going to start the square off rows. So I don't hear the dog right now, so I wonder if they let him in or if he just barks and howls for a couple minutes and then takes a break. Because there have definitely been mornings and days where the dog has barked and howled for hours at a time. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Not peanut butter. Peanut butter. Y'all make sure you're sharing the live if you can, if your hands aren't busy. And tap the screen so I don't get shut down again. I don't know what TikTok was thinking. Thanks. Don't understand why they did that. And then like right when I came on, uh I saw all these people joining. And but it was not going up over 9, 8 or 9. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm being shadow banned, whatever that means. All right. So that was row 7. Now I have a half repeat to do for this stripe. So I think I'm going to have to say something in the pattern about the difference between a repeat and a stripe. Hi, how you doing? Are you home? I'm excited because these are the fastest 3 rows of the blanket. You're not home yet. I know. The colors don't look great on TikTok. Doesn't really make sense to me. Whoops. So my edge that I decided on is going to have, I think it's 6 rounds, and I have to decide which colors I'm going to use. And normally I would choose my favorite color and then put that one as the last one on the very end. Because if it's on the very end, it's going to stand out a lot. Um, so I would put that on the very end, and then I would work backwards from there. So, like, if my edge requires 4 colors, I would start with my favorite color as, the very end, um, and then let's say I chose yellow for my edge, then the one before that would be the stripe, the previous one in the sequence. So I would just, um, end the sequence with my favorite. I would just plan it that way. Um, but I don't think I can do that. I think I have to, because the way I mean, I just would probably be going out of sequence. The way that the square off, straight start and square off works, to make your stripes symmetrical, is that you start and end with the same color, and you do your first edge round in that same color. So I started in this Fjord down here. So that's going to be my last stripe color. So I got to start and end in that. I got to square off in that. And then I have to do my first border round in that color. So I think I'm just going to go with that as the first color and then work in sequence from there. So I think I need 4 colors, so that would mean I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, would end in the yellow. I really like the yellow, so that's not too bad. I think if I had my choice, I would end in the Cranberry or the Fjord. But it's probably the way the cookie is going to crumble. I'm still trying to decide whether to end it now or not. I think we decided it wasn't long enough. think you need to be at least 60 inches. That's 5 feet. That's like a blanket for me. I haven't measured my blanket. I should definitely lay it out and measure it. Will I ever have egg on my face if my measurements didn't work out to what I thought? And I've just been working away on this. Me too, I just guessed. Yeah, but you're not like on a live video with people like watching you and following you. If I do a mistake, everybody knows. The shame of it, you have no idea. Did I pass that marker in the middle? Oh no, it's the next one. Thank you. Oh, it's so loose. Thank you, Andrew. You're squaring off your blanket too? Yeah, I did it for this one because I knew it would be a thing. Just because of changing colors between 5 and 6. Um, I knew that people would end up with, like, what am I supposed to do with the 2 rows at the top? I mean, I think you can do this blanket without squaring off. If you end on row 4, it will be symmetrical, top and bottom. You don't need to straight start and square off to make it symmetrical. You just started top edge row 1. Wow. Andrew's on TikTok. Amanda, when did you start a Ridgy Didge? Honestly, I swear you like do blankets like one a day, pretty much. I don't think I realized you were doing a Ridgy Didge. Oh, that's right. I remember. I remember now. Oh my gosh. You and Amy have been going along with me the whole time. That's how long this has been. It's been too long. What was I even thinking? Trying to go so fast. How much further do you think you have? Me? This is my last stripe. So this is row 2 of my last stripe. So I have row 3 and 4, which will finish up my last repeat. And then I will have one row of the square off rows in this color. And then the square off rows. Okay, so this is the last color in my color sequence. I used 6 colors, so this is color number 6. Something went a little haywire right back here. I don't know what, but I'm just going to skip an extra one. I think I forgot to skip or something. You used 5. Okay, so this will be your, for you, this will be your color number 5. Okay, so the Fjord is my color number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the amber is my color number 6. So this is going to be my last repeat of the pattern is going to be with my color number 6. Okay, and this is how my blanket started out, with color number 1 as the straight start. And then on to color number 2. Okay, so this is actually where the repeat starts on this row, and then the repeat ends on this row. So this is the stitch repeat, and this is the stripe. So the stitch repeat and the stripe are different. Okay, so you want to, whatever you started with, and you have your color sequence. Mine starts with this blue and ends with this amber. So my very first repeat only has, like 5 full stripes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because my first one was this. Okay. All right, so I went, let's just say, call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I went through my sequence 4 times, and this is the last one. Okay, so your last repeat of the pattern ended here, 2 through 7, and now we're going 2 through 4 with the last color in your sequence. So this is row 3. And if you follow the pattern and do what the pattern says to do, it'll come out right. But we all know y'all don't read the pattern. You just, you go so far and you're like, yeah, I get it. And you just start crocheting. Currently knitting and doing a stockinette stitch blanket. That sounds nice. I don't get to knit that much anymore. I have a knitting project in my bedroom bed nightstand in case I ever can't sleep. And I just want to grab something. It's been in there for a couple years, and I was working on it the other night, and I was like, I should finish this. But I'll finish it when I finish it. And as soon as I finish it, I'll immediately cast another one on, you know, so that I'll have something in there. But it's a stockinette in the round. Uh, just very basic hat. I should maybe pull up the pattern and see what it says. At the end, it says, repeat rows 2 through 7, changing colors after row 5 each time. I know I'm going to get a ton of questions about this. Working colors in order, changing to color D next, then E. Well, this is back in the beginning. Then this is from the Ridgy Didge Baby, where I only used 5 colors. Then A, B, C, D, E 4 times, and A, B, C, D once, change to color E for rows 6 and 7. So that's these 2 rows. It's your last color. And then you repeat rows 2 to 4 in color E. Woo! I don't know what just happened, but thank you. That surprised me. Thank you so much. Oh, I think I met my goal. Thank you, Gypsy Grace. Appreciate that. So when that happens, I have to stand up and stretch. Gypsy Grace looking out for my best interests. Just like Betty McKnit needs a stretch. Oh, things are cracking. Things are really cracking. Oh my goodness. Oh. Thank you so much. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. guess I really did not realize that it had warmed up today. I'm kind of kicking myself. Not going outside. I had mice get into mine and they just said, oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've had that happen, not to my yarn so much, but we had really bad infestation when I was living in New York. We had mice really bad, and then we ended up getting a cat. And that helped. And then when I was living in Hawaii, I had a rat that was basically living in my car. I would park my convertible in the garage and leave the top down, and it would get in through the top where the convertible top went down into the car. And it had a little nest of all my Starbucks containers and stuff like that. I would get into the car and find my Starbucks, empty Starbucks cup with my, remnants of my morning mocha. And it would have little teeth marks, nibble marks on it. And then the car, it smelled really bad. You could smell rodent. People would get in and they'd be like, what is happening in your car? This looks like rat poop. Like, what is this? We had to take some drastic measures, but then we found it had gone through the garage and it had gone into a lot of the smell's terrible. It had gone through it had, been into a lot of our storage containers and stuff that we had in the garage, and it had chewed through the garbage. It could get in and out of the garbage can. It just chewed through it. And then we finally got it. We put poison out and we got it. I felt terrible about, but it was a big old rat. And then we had the mice when I was living in New York, and it's one thing when it's in your car, but this was like, it was in my house. They were in my kitchen. Oh yeah, it was really persistent. I was really freaked out by it. I didn't know what it was at first. I didn't understand what was happening. But it was just bad in New York because, they're in the kitchen, the little mice are in the kitchen and they're leaving their droppings everywhere. And our countertop was like, it was like, you couldn't see the droppings on the countertop. So, like you'd have to go in there with bleach and a paper towel and just like wipe, and it would be like all these droppings. And it became really difficult for me to cook in that kitchen. The mice here were in the guest bedroom that we kept the cats out of. Yeah. Once we got a cat, then we did not see the mice as much, but we had an outright infestation at one point where I would just be like sitting there watching TV and I'd have a little snack sitting there on my coffee table that I would be eating, and a mouse would just come up and look right at me and be like, "You're done with this, right?" I mean, we had traps out which we didn't feel, my son only wanted to use humane traps, and then he would take these mice and he would take them to work in a container, and which, his work was like 10, 15 miles away, and he would let them out at work, in the parking lot at work, when he got to work, because he was like, they'll just come right back. You can't just take them across the street. They just find their way right back. And everybody was like, get a cat, get a cat, get a cat. So I finally asked my landlord, like, would you be okay with it if we got a cat? Because we have so many mice coming through here. And he was like, sure, you can get a cat. So we got a cat, and then we got another cat. But yeah, they're destructive and gross. It's just gross. Ugh. And that smell. Just go into the kitchen and I could smell it. We had to use poison to get rid of them. It's the only thing that worked. Yeah. Eventually my landlord made me put out poison, and then we did have one rat in New York, and in my house there we had a rat, and my daughter kept saying, there's a rat, there's a rat, and I was like, don't think there's a rat. I think there are mice. And she was like, nope, I saw a rat. And my landlord must have, we had a bar next attached to our house, and my landlord must have put um, poison out or something, because we ended up finding a dead rat. But before we found it, I would walk in to the house and I could smell it. I could smell it, and I would be like, what is that smell? And my son would be like, it's the mice, man. Be like, that is really strong. And I'd be like, it's like right around the front door. Like, why am I smelling it right when I walk in? It's like right by the front door. It's not in the kitchen, where they come in. And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, you can't smell that. And he was like, I don't know. I have a kind of a sensitive nose. And he was like, I don't know. I just kind of smelled it when I walked in, but now I think I'm used to it. And then after a while, I was like, that smell. I went looking for it. I was like, that smell is awful. There's something dead in here. Like, it's terrible. And then my daughter was moving some stuff around in her room and she found the dead rat. And yeah, that was traumatic. That was traumatic. I had to pick it up. It had been there a while. That was just not fun. That was just not fun at all. Not fun. But I think it happens to all of us at least once, you know, especially living in New York. I know, poor Maya. I cannot believe TikTok bumped me out again. They bumped me out again. It said I only had one viewer. What do they care if I only have one viewer? Radex takes a few weeks but safe for other animals. Oh, wow. I've never heard of that. Yeah, see, look at all these people joining right now. And it says 9 viewers. Like, what the heck is going on, TikTok? I don't understand this. Y'all, please share the live and tap the screen a few times for likes so TikTok will stop ending my lives because I don't only have one viewer. What who cares? What the heck? I actually had 3 dogs when I had that mouse infestation. And the rat, and it did no good. I've gone hours with no viewers and didn't get. This is the only time this has ever happened to me. I don't know what's going on. Now they're going to do this like you have to have so many viewers to stay alive. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm really like just really becoming a little bit annoyed with the social media, with their algorithms, with their requirements, with their like changing things all the time. It's ridiculous. They are bumping people who don't respond to cut down on spammers. Well, I'm logged in on a separate account, so maybe that's why, because I'm not responding from my own account. So, I don't know what happens if I tap my own screen. I guess I'll just have to do that. I don't know if it would let me log in to my account from more than one device at a time, then I guess that's what I'll have to do. But that makes sense. Now I don't know. They send out a question to see if there's a live person if they don't respond. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to have to find a way to monitor that. Okay, I'll take a when my timer goes off, I'll take a break and see if I can log in on my desktop. That must be what it is. Makes total sense. Not a dress, it's a blanket. hasn't been 4 hours yet, so. Crafty Sarah Marie says, starting my first 6-day kid blanket tonight. Thank you. I'm excited for you. Are you in my group? I have a Facebook group for all the 6-day projects. How did you get into crochet? My grandmother taught me when I was 7. I am, and have been watching along for months. Aw, aren't you sweet? You got this. We have lots of help for you. Okay, so this is my last, this is a half repeat. So this is the end of the blanket right here. And then after this, I'm going to go on to the straight start, or the square off rows. I learned at 7 to 64 now. I'm 56. I love crochet. It's a wonderful hobby. I've been doing it my entire life. I would say probably into adulthood, and after I got married was when I started doing it all the time on a really regular basis, like as in every day. And I started knitting, and when I started knitting, that's when I was knitting every day. I was taking knitting everywhere I went with me. Not so much crochet, but more knitting. And yeah, it just became part of my life. And I always loved making things. I always loved arts and crafts. I always loved doing stuff with my hands when I was a kid. And I've always been really super creative, and I've always wanted to do something really creative with my life. Well, there's my 1 hour timer, so I'm going to go to the end of this row, which will be kind of the end of a segment, and then I'll take a little pause on working on the blanket, and I'm going to try and fix my TikTok, because they're saying I'm inactive, which I'm not. I am not inactive. So I gotta, I guess, respond to a comment. Thank you for sharing the live. Yeah, they just want people to share and gift and do more crap, and yeah. Why they have to keep changing things on us all the time? Oh, hey, Mrs. P. Crochet. Yeah, someone was saying I didn't respond to a question that TikTok sent, but I'm not looking at that device. So, I don't know. I wish I could just do it through eCam. That would be so much easier. I'm going to take a little break at the end of this row, do a little housekeeping. Next thing, they're going to change the requirements, I bet, to go live and make it so that you have to have more followers or more requirements or something. Because I guess, I don't know, they just don't like so many. Maybe their servers can't handle so many people just going live all the time. I remember like a year ago, they said the algorithm was that they wanted people to go live for like really long periods of time. And I was like, oh, that's great. I can do that. I'm already doing that. Like that's what they want. I can definitely give them more of that. I think it's still 1,000 followers, but that's not that many. It's really not that many. Considering the number of followers people have now, um, I mean, I don't know. It took me, I don't know, I don't know when I started out on this app. I feel like it's been about 2 years. Yeah, because I had an account, but I didn't really do much with it until the star blanket went viral. Then I was like, okay, now I have to be over there, you know, because people are posting and tagging me over here, and I had a project that went viral, a video about one of my patterns that went viral over here. So I was like, I I have to respond, right? So I guess it's been like 2 years, and I just hit 10K like at the end of last year. I don't know. And I'm not a consistent poster or anything. It just I'm just, the designer of the viral 6-day star blanket. And I believe that is what most of my followers are here to see. Okay, I'm almost at the end of this. This is the last row of the last stripe of the last repeat, the last half repeat. of the blanket. Oh yeah, definitely. It definitely is. I have two now. I have the 6-day kid blanket and the 6-day star blanket. And I am grateful. The star blanket has overtaken the 6-day kid blanket 10 by tenfold. I get way more traffic on that project now than I do the 6-day kid blanket. The star blanket is just on a roll right now. It's just, and it does not appear to be slowing down. And it's really great. It's really fun. It is very exciting. It wasn't me that went viral though. It's always been somebody else doing a video of my blanket. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, I'm going to take a little break after this and see if I can get logged into my account, my other account on my desktop. And that way I can answer questions whenever TikTok decides to quiz me or whatever it is they're doing that I'm not uh not responding to. Thanks for sharing the live. Y'all shouldn't have to be on here like sharing the live and doing likes and stuff when you want to, everybody's here to crochet. We're not here to work. Oh, that has a split. That is annoying. Okay. Row 4. Okay, so that is the end of the blanket. And um, the next row is going to be the first row of squaring off the top, but it's still going to be in this color. Okay. Now let me see. I'm going to try logging out over here. The problem is if I log out and I can't log back on, then um, I am going to have to end my live anyways. What's it making me do? It's making me check my email. What do you know? It didn't used to let me do this. It didn't used to let me log in to the same account using two different devices, but now it does. All right, so let's just get back to doing it. So now when whatever I'm watching on here is my own stuff and not my second account. Amy, I need a translation on YouTube. Okay, so I repeated rows 2 through 4 in, for me it's color F, or color number 6, the last color. And it says if you didn't start with a straight start, you could end here. If you do chevron start, you can end here. You'll be done. This will be it. Your blanket will start and end with this color. Okay. All right, so now we're going into top edge row 1, continuing in color E, chain 3. Counting the stitch under your turning chain, that's this one, skip 2. Double crochet in next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. So that should be centered over the 3 in the loop. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna start this row over for YouTube. This is top edge row 1, and I'm continuing in color, for me it's color F. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Counting the stitch under the turning chain, skip 2, double crochet in next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet or half double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. So these 3 single crochets should be centered over the 3 in the chain space. Half double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Cindy. Skip 2. Double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Half double crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet in next 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to repeat that all the way across. Half double crochet 3 times, 2, 3, double crochet 3 times, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 3 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 single crochet. So it's 3, 3, 3. Three double crochet, skip 2, 3 double crochet, 3 half double crochet, 3 single crochet. Three, well, you only need to know, the only stitches you need to know to do a 6-day blanket are the single crochet, the double crochet, chain, and double crochet 3 together. Now if you're going to square off the top and bottom, you also need to know how to do the half double crochet. But honestly, once you learn the half double crochet, you can, or the double crochet, you can learn half double and you can learn double crochet together. They're all basically the same. You know, variations on a theme. And it's okay to stick to single crochet until you know more. Until you're ready. You feel comfortable and you're ready. Most of the time people are in a hurry to do stuff that they aren't ready for. A lot of people ignore instructions because they think they don't need to listen to you know, often I think it's people not wanting to listen to people who are older than them. But I could be wrong about that. And sometimes it's the older people not wanting to listen because they've been doing this for 50 years or whatever. I'm not allowed to start new projects until I finish this one. Well, I never could live by that rule. skip to 3, 3, 3. Yeah, people don't want to follow instructions. Yeah, there is a lot to there is merit, I think, in having more than one project going at a time. I mean, it's nice to have something challenging, and then it's nice to have something mindless. And then you need something for the car. And if you're like me, you need something in the bedroom. In case you can't sleep, you pull it out of the nightstand, you work on that for a little while. The honey says no more projects until I'm. Well, I would never let somebody tell me what I could or couldn't crochet or knit. They're on YouTube, Amy. Hola. Oh, the honey wants their blankie. Okay. I think that's the ocean I can hear today. Do as many projects as you want. You only live once. I love that. This row is 3, 3, 3 across, 3 half double crochet, 3 single crochet in the peak, 3 double crochet. Did I say it wrong? Skip to 3 double crochet, 3 half double crochet, 3 single crochet, 3 half double crochet, 3 double crochet, skip 2. That's how it goes. And then we're basically starting to fill in the valleys and skim over the peaks. So we're going to end this with a nice straight top and bottom. And the straight top and bottom, it helps with symmetry for the stripes, but it also helps, it makes it easier to put a border on. And you only have to worry about 4 corners. I'll try to be sneaky and get more yarn for a new project. I would just say the ladies on TikTok, the wise old ones, said I can do as many projects as I want, and you'll get your blanket when you get it. Just like I'm sure he will not want you telling him how many golf clubs he can have, or how many guitars, or how many video games, or motorcycles, or dirt bikes, or whatever, fishing poles, you know. I'm an enabler. And, take it from take it from this divorced lady. life is definitely too short to have to ask, permission for certain things. I have to say, my ex-husband always seemed really interested in my crocheting and my knitting, and it was a hobby he was very supportive of. And I even taught him how to weave in my ends one time, and he sat there and wove in my ends for me while we watched TV. So I never really had this issue. I think maybe he might have said to me one time, why don't you finish the one you're working on before you start another one? And I just gave him the look, and that was it. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row, and at the end, we're just coming down from the top, 3 single crochet, 3 half double crochet, and then we're going to have 4 double crochet at the end of the row, and then 1 in the last stitch. And this is the end of the amber. So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to fasten this off. And then this is my last color. I have to buy that pattern for future use. Well, make sure you sign up for my email list so you know when I release it. Okay, and this is always how every once in a while somebody will come on and they'll be like, "Are you about to change colors? Will you show me how?" And first of all, don't go into somebody's live and ask them to stop and do something for you. Um, but here's how I do it. I never pulled through the last 2 loops of my last double crochet of the row, and now I'm going to pull my new color through, and I'm going to take my 2 tails. These are my tails, and this is my working yarn, and I just wrap the tails up over the working yarn and hold them to the back, and then I do my turning chain, and I just leave it there until I'm done, and then I will weave it in. I'll work over them when I work my edge. I'll put this one this way so it goes down with the orange, and I'll put this one this way, and when I work my edge row, I'll work over them for just 1 or 2 stitches at the most. That's it, just to get them going in the right direction. Because working over your ends is not secure. It does not secure them. And then when I'm all done with the blanket, I will weave this into the orange, and I'll weave this into the blue. Okay, and let me turn this monster. Okay, and this is top edge row 2. And I'm on my last color. Okay, or my first color. Do you see how that works now? Okay, and so the last 3 rows plus my border are going to be first round of border are going to be worked with this Fjord color. Okay. Um, so it does say in the pattern, change to color A. So this should be the first color you started with. Chain 3. Counting the stitch under the turning chain, that's this one. Skip 2. So skip 1, skip 2. Front post double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Front post half double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Front post single crochet. Single crochet right into the top, and then front post single crochet. Oh, I guess I was kind of off the edge of the screen again, so let me go back and redo this for YouTube. Okay, top edge row 2. Chain 3, counting the stitch under the turning chain, which is this one. Skip 1, skip 2. And then front post double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Front post half double crochet 3 times. 1, come on, 2, 3. Front post single crochet, regular single crochet into the top of the stitch, front post single crochet. Okay, and then 3. Let me see, where am I going? Front post half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 2 front post double crochet. 1, 2, skip 2. Okay, so this is just a little check. You should be skipping 2. One should be on one side of the skip and the other should be on the other side of the skip. Okay, now we're going over here. 2 front post double crochet. 1, 2. 3 front post half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Front post single crochet, single crochet, front post single crochet. Okay, so that's the repeat. Front post half double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Front post double crochet twice. 1, 2. Skip 2. Front post double crochet twice. 1, 2. Front post half double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Front post single crochet, single crochet, goes right into the top, front post single crochet. Okay, that's your repeat across the row. Let me get some of these things out of the way so I can follow TikTok. I need a ball winder. I spend so much time untangling skeins. It's nice to have a ball winder and a Swift if you buy yarn in hanks, from like an independent dyer. Those beautiful hand dyed skeins. But I would just caution when you're winding up your skeins of yarn, don't do it until you're ready to use them, because it can stretch out the yarn. So I usually don't try not to do it until I know I'm about to use the yarn. That first half double crochet is a little weird to go around. I'm trying to go slow on this row. Is it making more sense now how to do the top and what that means to do your last repeat in your last color and then switch to the square up and do the first square off row in the last color? Thanks for the rose, Andrew. The goofy side of me wants to ball up all the skeins for this project and see how big it's going to be. Well, if you know you're going to do the project, then I would say go for it. Have fun. And don't ball it up super tight. I see people do them really tight sometimes. It's 12 skeins, 220 yards each. That sounds fun. That sounds like a project. They're all cute when they're all caked up. Whoops. Did I lose my stitch marker? Oh, there it is. Thanks for sharing the live. All you have to do to share the live is click the copy link. You don't have to actually send it to anybody. Amy, I ordered a couple rings yesterday after you had your little, you ordered those glasses and sent them to me. Yeah, I ordered a couple rings off Etsy. Something new to wear on my lives, I guess. Yeah, but we don't have the same style. I don't have the bling style like you have. I want my own. I'm way too old for your hand-me-downs. We're just talking about rings in general, just jewelry, regular jewelry. My sister's a fancy lady and she ordered some really special sunglasses yesterday, or the couple days ago. She sent me these really obnoxious, not obnoxious, uh, I mean, they are obnoxious, but they are gorgeous and they're very like blingy and they're covered with stars and they suit her style. Very in your face, kind of bling, I'll just say. And yeah, she's very sparkly. I am much more casual in the way I dress. But I got these silver rings. They're very similar. Um because I'm not sure either one of them is actually going to fit. But they both have this really pale green stone in it that I forget what it's called. It just, I don't know, really spoke to me. No one is going to miss me. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, because of those glasses. I mean, they are very eye-catching. Yes, you won't be missed in those. That's for sure. What gets me about them is the star right in the very middle over the bridge of the nose. I don't think I've ever seen that before on a pair of glasses. A star sticking up right in the middle. Superstar. Yes, for real. One of them is like one of them is just like a really fat regular ring, and I don't know, I got a really big size so I could like wear it on my thumb or whatever. And then the other one, I'm thinking maybe I'll wear it on this hand if it fits properly. um and it kind of like wraps around. It's wraps around and then it has a big stone on it. So we'll see. I don't really usually wear big stones like that, but I don't have any jewelry that I wear anymore since I got divorced. Definitely not an NPC. I don't know what that means. Whoops. It's only two double crochet, three half double crochet, front post. Oh, brother. I don't know when you started talking about yourself like as if you were in a video game. Yes, I get it. Sometimes those characters are do have crazy outfits and are have a lot of character though. Okay, and then at the end of the row, instead of two front post double crochet, we're going to have three, and then skip one, and then double crochet into the top of the turning chain. I didn't know what NPC stands for, but I think I have an understanding what it means now that you all told me what it stands for. All right, let's see. How about if I finish up this square off? Top edge row 3. Chain 3. Counting the stitch below the turning chain, that's this one. Skip 2. Three half double crochet, 1, 2, and we're back to working into the tops of the stitches. 3, 7 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 6 half double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just check to make sure that you have 3 half double crochet on one side of the space and 3 half double crochet on the other side of the space. 7 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the center one, number 4, should line up over that one that you did in the top of the stitch. Okay, so it should be 7 single crochet, 1 in the center, and 3 on each side. So just take a check, check as you're going along and make sure that you're lined, you're centered. So the repeat is 6 half double crochet, 7 single crochet. Okay, someone's asking about the scented stitches. It is an aromatherapy stitch balm. It does kind of lubricate, but the idea behind it is to put aroma into your project. It's called Scented Stitches Aromatherapy Balm. But the number of people that are asking if it's about preventing yarn burn or chafing on your finger, y'all need to loosen up your tension. You should not be burning your finger with your yarn. I'm just surprised at how many people think that's the purpose. And it's not, I don't want to say it's not useful for that reason, but I'm just surprised at how many people are like chafing and burning their finger with yarn. Like, are y'all okay? Have you ever made a granny square blanket? I have a granny square blanket pattern on Ravelry. It's called Lafayette's Blanket, and I made it to look like the one on the True Blood show, the episodes where Lafayette was being tortured by the vampires in the dungeon, and then they let him go, and he came home and he wrapped himself up in this granny square blanket, and then everybody wanted to make one. I was on in a Ravelry group for mainly for knitters, and everyone was like, what was that blanket? People wanted a knitted version of it. And I was like, so I had worked on a knitted granny square, which actually looked pretty good, looked like a granny square. And then I thought, why would you ever do this? Like, it would be easier just to learn how to crochet than it would be to figure out how to knit this granny square. Just finished a granny square chevron blanket. I mean, I mostly, I'm designing, I design blankets, so I don't often make granny square blankets, but I just designed one that's a combination of my own granny square that I designed along with my chevron blanket pattern, the 6-day blanket, which I also designed. I found cut resistant finger covers that work really well. I'm concerned about people that are giving themselves yarn burn, about your tension being um, uh, harmful to your body, not just because of the burn, but like hard, how tight are y'all holding everything, and is that really good for your hands? I've been doing this for 50 years and I've never like had a burn or a cut or a chafe from yarn. And Amanda, I think that's what you're saying too, even though you have a question mark there. You should really learn to tension your yarn so that it's not hurting you. It doesn't hurt anymore, but it's still, I mean, I get it, but it still sounds like really really tight on your finger. I could see if you were crocheting with like, I don't know, some really abrasive type of yarn or like chain or wire. Somebody might have to start it. Like I don't see it on my screen either. Uh but it's actually up over here. Result. No. I don't know how to do it, but my sister who's on the call knows how to start it. There. Yeah, better yarn. That's true. Or like I saw this yarn yesterday that's made with paper. It has paper in it, or it has a paper like quality. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, but um, that also sounds painful to work with. The pole is at the bottom of the screen. Pole is at the top left for some people. I did not, it was not, I mean, it was interesting yarn, but it didn't speak to me as like, oh yeah, I really want to make something out of this, you know. And then they had this like top there that they had made with it, and I was had zero interest in that top. What's not only did I not feel like I would ever be interested in it, and I would never, wasn't something, a garment that I would wear ever. The pole actually has like the details about the yarn that I'm using and the hook size and the scented stitches, stitch balm, and where's the pattern, and all those frequently asked questions so that I don't have to repeat myself. Or if I am in the middle of, like, part of this live is tutorial, so if I'm in the middle of explaining something for a tutorial, then we can just bring up the poll for you, and that will answer a lot of questions. Would you ever do in-depth tutorials of 6-day star blanket? I know a few people who have said they would. So, first of all, I am doing new tutorials for the 6-day star blanket because the ones that I have are old and they are not adequate for, um, the way that people want to work on the blanket. Quite a few people don't want to look at the pattern at all, and I'm losing my mind answering their questions. So I give up. um, and I know that there are a lot of people who find tutorials easier than patterns. I get it, but that's not how I write patterns. And I also don't feel like that is the best way. Sorry. And I am kind of like, it is frustrating to continue to like field people's questions, and it's obvious that they never looked at the pattern, that they followed the video, and as soon as there was no more video for them, they went completely off the rails. And so when you're teaching something or you're giving people advice, it's kind of hard when they don't listen to it. And I'm on YouTube every day saying, this isn't the pattern, the video isn't the pattern, the video isn't the pattern. And people say, well, I don't want to read the pattern. Well, it's not going to come out properly then. But I am working on a video for it. I have some of it recorded, and I have new Star Blanket versions coming out, so I'm making those more beginner friendly. But until then, yeah. And no one else should be recording tutorials for the Star Blanket besides me. I guess I never really expected, when I wrote the pattern, I never expected beginners to be doing it. So that's part of it. So when you write a pattern, there's a certain level of, um, that you, hold on, I need to explain what I'm doing at the end here. The end is 7 single crochet, 3 half double crochet, skip 1 half double crochet in the turning chain. So when you write a pattern, there's a certain level of competence that you expect a crocheter to have. So if you look at the Star Blanket, it does not say beginner, it says easy. So an easy pattern assumes that the crocheter already knows how to crochet. This is top edge row 4. Chain 1, single crochet across to the last stitch. And then we're going to fasten off, and we're going to continue with this color, but we have to fasten it off because if we just continued the border round from here, we're on the wrong side of the work. So this is the right side where the ridge is. So this is the last row of the blanket. We're going to single crochet across, and then we're going to fasten off, and then we're going to rejoin it and flip the video over. So back to the Star Blanket. I realize that people are following video or need the video, or rely on it, but that doesn't mean I have to change the way I write patterns or the way that I do it. It's not meant to be a beginner pattern. A lot of people that are doing the Star Blanket are doing it as the first thing that they've ever done. It's really not a beginner pattern. So I am doing, um, you know, putting some things in them, gonna rework the pattern and have already started reworking the videos to make it more beginner friendly because a lot of beginners are making the star blanket. But if the designer says follow the pattern, you should follow the pattern. And a lot of the time, and the reason why I sound like I'm getting upset or getting heated is because a lot of the time I give people advice and they don't follow it, and then they come back and they're angry and they're mad and it's not working out and they come back at me with hostility, and that doesn't feel good. I don't think it's difficult to understand. I think it's very clear, actually. If you're making a pattern and it's above your skill level, of course you're going to have difficulty doing it. But it doesn't mean that the pattern's confusing or there's something wrong with the pattern or the pattern needs to be changed. I get comments like this all the time. The pattern is confusing. It is very clear. People working above their skill level and then they want me to change it for them. And someone was on my YouTube the other day. They wanted me to change the pattern and of the shrug and make it so that the sleeves were separate so that the pattern would be easier. No, I'm not going to make my pattern easier. It's a 6-day Ridgy Didge blanket. I'm on the last row. I don't think I'm going to attempt the border tonight because I've been on here for 3.5 hours. No, I'm not going to sell it. All my patterns are at bettymcknit.com. 6daykidblanket.com. Thanks for following. Sixdaykidblanket.com. Numeral 6. Dun dun dun. So I have to finish it off so that I can flip it. And then we're going to start the border from this side. Hey, Jolene. Where the ridges are. Shut up. Oh, I missed some things that were going on. Hey, Aves, I'm trying to do a tutorial for this, so I guess I wasn't really paying attention to what you were saying. Sorry. Well, that's the bottom, and that's the top. So that's how you get them to match. All right, my friends, I think that should do it for today. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I don't know, maybe I'll finish this up. Ridgy Didge. All right, y'all, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.